The first steps towards creating my final products were the research and planning stages that helped with idea generation and further concepts. I used many different softwares that I'm going to mention further throughout this video, but the main piece of software that was used during the whole project, especially the production stages, is the Lumix camera that cost up to £2,000. The Lumix DSLR camera was a vital piece of equipment that was needed to produce footage for our short film as well as photographs for our film poster. It enabled us to produce high quality footage needed to make our final product look professional. Settings such as interior settings, exterior setting, manual setting are all settings we used, as well as auto and manual focus in order for us to obtain a clear, good quality footage. However, firstly, the most important site to mention is Blogger. This piece of software was a massive part of my overall course. This is where all my tasks were uploaded and saved so that people could view it just by copying in the link. It also allowed me to insert videos, images and text, also embed many different sources onto my page. It is quick and easy to use, however it is really plain and simple in terms of the layout. Blogger is the media technology that helped me fulfill the completion of my products. YouTube was another piece of software that helped me massively throughout the 3 stages. I used YouTube to look at short films for the genre we were following and how I could produce my short film up to a similar standard. Finding the short films on YouTube was a quick and easy way to view the information. I used these short film clips from YouTube in my free analysis of short films so that I could get more of an understanding of my genres. I could then easily embed the clips URLs from YouTube onto my Blogger quickly. This proves YouTube was a powerful piece of technology which aided the research process of making my short film. This allowed me to also upload the videos which I created to a site which I could easily embed into my blog. Google was the main search engine I used in order to gain information on my genre and themes. It enabled me to gain information so fast that I could gain a greater understanding of each of my products. I used the information in my research but put it in my own words to show how much knowledge I had. I also used Google to find images for specific tasks, such as creating collages of the conventions that I found in thriller films as well as romance films, and especially for my film posters. Without Google Images, I wouldn't have been able to access a range of posters and pictures that gave me my inspiration. Prezi and Poplit are both pieces of software that were used to present each of my tasks in different ways. They were both easy to use and had different designs to choose from, so that made my task not look unappealing and boring and all the same. I tried to keep my blog vibrant and attractive. It allowed me to create slideshow presentations as well as mind maps, which I could add text and images from Google, and my own work to demonstrate key pieces of information that I wanted to share with my viewers. I could then embed these presentations, which allowed users to flick through with ease. I used Emaze as a piece of software for my evaluation question 1 and throughout my research process, as it is very vibrant and audience appealing due to the different designs, themes, layouts I could choose from. All these softwares are really easy to use. Microsoft and SlideShare are another two. They both allowed me to create embedded presentations for my research and planning stages. They also enabled me to create multimedia aspect to my blog, which avoided large amounts of text that would be presented in a more appealing way. SurveyMonkey was a piece of software I used in order for me to conduct my audience research for my short film and the ancillary products. I then distributed these questionnaires through my school email directory, as I found this was easy and more efficient. All I had to do was copy and paste the link into my email and select the people I wanted to send it to, and then they could only answer the questionnaire once, which gave me a digital copy of the results, which I could then further analyse. Initially, I used Microsoft Word to produce essays for the analysis of my short films, radio trailers, film posters. I then copied the text and pasted it into my blogger post, as I found it would look more appealing overall. I produced a template for my storyboards on this piece of software so that I could print it off and produce illustrations and handwrite the text. I then used the scanner to scan in each A4 sheet, in which got sent to my email straight away. This piece of software is also easy to use, so therefore I used it for all my other pieces of pre-production documentation for my short film. This added a bit of diversity to my overall blog. My iPhone 5 was an important piece of hardware which enabled me to communicate easily, as it allowed me to make emails, Facebook messages, texts, to arrange and coordinate my actors as well as my crew. It also helped me to create audience vox pops just by me taking videos of my target audience. I think that without my iPhone, a lot of my blog posts I would have struggled to create and make things easier within these 3 stages. WhatsApp was the main piece of software I used to arrange times and dates with our actors and my production crew in order to shoot our short film. Photoshop was a piece of software that was used to create collages and images needed for each of the tasks. It made them look more appealing rather than creating them on Microsoft Word, for the reason that the tools were easy to use and you could do anything you like. I used this software to create visual blog posts in each of the stages, and in order to improve my skills on Photoshop, so I researched tutorials on YouTube that helped me to configure the functions I needed in the stages of construction for my film poster. Photoshop was a piece of technology that allowed me to constantly edit and create tasks in each of the stages, especially the production stage of my film poster. The professional up-to-date tools allowed me to create realistic effect on my film poster, as I could blend, add textures, change colours, crop images, change the positioning, and add other general features that worked effectively to create my final product. Wikipedia was the general site in which I'd go for information to do with production companies, copyright, the BBFC, and other topics such as social grades, etc. This is because the website is available for anyone to edit, which does remove the accuracy of the information, although it does provide you a base. This is why I made sure I conducted research on my behalf from a number of different sites in order to make it into my own words. Microsoft Excel was used in the planning process as a piece of software to create my shortlist for my short film. This was very time consuming, as it was a vital piece of documentation needed for the production process, so that the crew can refer back to it as well as the script in the filming process. On the other hand, Celtex was a professional piece of software that I used to write script in the professional formats. My teacher showed me and my group how to use and work the software so that we could produce our script correctly and accurately, as we needed to refer back to it in the production process. I think this was a really useful piece of software, as it gave me and my group more of a knowledge and understanding of how professional scripts are supposed to look like. Furthermore, Adobe Premiere Pro is the main piece of editing software I used to piece together each clip of footage in order to create my short film. It allowed me to edit and correct errors in clips in order for my final product to be of a professional standard. The effects I used included brightness and contrast, colour correction, scale, audio leveling, audio and visual transitions. I also used it to create my radio trailer by editing the recordings together in order to produce one product. I then grabbed audio clips from the construction of my short film and then used them within my radio trailer. The final products are difficult to edit, but at first, but once I got used to the software, it's fairly easy to use. I use a website that is a format similar to YouTube Converter in order for me to download my music that I needed for my short film and my film poster. I didn't use Facebook a lot, but it was an effective piece of software for me to gain back feedback on my short film. Facebook has a massive audience base, which meant I could get audience responses from many people, which helped me create the final product of my short film. The praise I got for my initial draft of my short film, as well as my film poster, was very good, but helped me massively on what I should improve throughout the process. Scanners and printers were both useful pieces of hardware which enabled me to upload and gain copies of my pre-production documentation, as well as other paperwork such as images. This was a quick and easy way for me to upload my storyboards for my short film and production titles, which didn't require any editing. During the production process, a high-tech lighting kit was a piece of important hardware which helped me create emotion and atmosphere for my short film. I had to make sure the lighting was adjusted correctly in each shot in order to make it easier when it comes to the editing process. This, along with the green screen, which I used as a background for the photos I took for my film poster, as well as a tripod being used in the production process to capture different types of shots, such as pans, stills, handheld shots. I also used a fig rig to capture more handheld camera shots to create the sense of fear and panic within my short film, linking to the genre of thriller. In terms of hardware, a Blue Yeti microphone was used to record my narrator's voice for the voiceover of my radio film trailer. Initially, I recorded the voiceover on my iPhone, but it wasn't necessarily the best quality of sound that I needed in order for my radio trailer to be successful and professional. Another piece of software I used in the evaluation process was Adobe Slate. This is a pristine professional piece of software which it looks very appealing and attractive, which I've used for my evaluation question too. This allowed me to insert pictures, videos and text in a modern and appealing manner. By using all these different hardwares and softwares, which has improved many skills and allowed me to develop my knowledge and understanding of each of the technologies, will help me in my future career. I have tried to be as imaginative as possible by using a range of different technologies so that my blog is presented well and clear and easy to read and understand.